Believe it or not, your future electric bill could be paid by the very thing you flush down the toilet. Sounds crazy, right? Microbial fuel cells aren't just a quirky science experiment. They're on the brink of revolutionizing the energy landscape. While everyone's been busy hyping up solar and wind power, these tiny biological powerhouses have been quietly turning our waste into watts. So why aren't we talking more about this? And that's where we come in. Let's strip away the misconceptions and reveal the electrifying truth about microbial fuel cells. Think about renewable energy. Tell me, what comes to mind? Does it look something like gigantic wind turbines? Or is it a vast field of sun-bathing solar panels? You're not alone on this. It's a vision we've all bought into due to the endless media streams and monopoly money handed over to these technologies, making them the go-to symbol for green energy. Which begs the question, what about MFCs? Why haven't they captured the public's imagination yet? Perhaps it's because their magic happens on a microscopic level, away from the naked eye, making it less of a conversation starter. They just don't sound as cool as their contenders. The idea of drawing power from bacteria feasting on waste doesn't sound very attractive, does it? But that's where the beauty of all of this is. The bacteria is able to turn our waste problems into power solutions, all while quietly challenging the green alternatives. It tackles the waste management crisis and simultaneously creates green energy from what appears to be thin air. Our underdog, the MFCs, might just hold the key to our sustainable revolution, transforming our out-of-sight, out-of-mind waste into a treasure for our microbial superheroes. Coming up, we'll find out why this isn't just a step forward, but a colossal leap into redefining the entire energy landscape. What's one thing that solar panels and wind turbines have in common? Have you guessed it? They need a form of energy to thrust against them, having difficulties producing even a lick of energy if they don't have the motivation of Mother Nature. This is where MFCs tells those guys,
Hold 'em, beer.
Microbial fuel cells have a unique advantage that separates it from the pack. And if you guessed the ability to churn out electricity around the clock, 24/7, you'd be right. So far, you're more informed than 99% of the population. You might as well keep watching till the end because things will only continue to get juicy from here. Let's go back in time for a second. The year is 1910. Michael Potter, a professor of plant biology at the University of Durham, was fascinated by the tiniest and dangerous creatures on Earth, microbes. He was on a quest for knowledge, aiming to unlock the secrets of these microscopic beings. One day, while conducting the experiments, he noticed when the bacteria were eating their favorite microscopic snack, they'd get so excited that they'd burp tiny sparks of electricity. They were breaking down yeast and releasing electrons simultaneously. These electrons create electricity, which we can't help but ask, why did the bacteria go on a yeast diet? Well, it's because they wanted to stay current and energized, of course. Sorry about that. Although primitive at the time, this would bring us to the first microbial fuel cell. It was as if he discovered a tiny power plant. Michael Crease Potter was no longer just a scientist. He was a pioneer, the first to reveal to the world that we could harness electrical energy straight from the living process of bacteria. Although it was a breakthrough, the amount of electricity produced was so tiny, we really couldn't power a thing but the appetite of the bacteria themselves. This would all soon change. As we marvel past the ingenuity of MC Potters, we're reminded of endless possibilities that lie in the realm of scientific innovation. Just as Potter's groundbreaking work opened new avenues of research and understanding, the journey of discovery continues to unfold in unexpected and thrilling ways. This relentless pursuit of knowledge and innovation is captured in the Audible book Renewable Energy, a very short introduction which describes the main renewable energy sources we have available today, while also explaining the challenges of integrating renewable energy into the electric grid. There are many more options as well, such as the new map, hidden energy, and blackout wars. showcasing a surprising twist on our energy resources. These Audible books taught me how important it is to have access to different ways of obtaining electricity. In emergencies, people with renewable energy may be at an advantage. Regardless of what Audible book you choose, you can't go wrong with what you pick. My viewers will get 2 free credits for existing Prime members and 1 credit for non-Prime members when you sign up for Audible today. The link will be in the description below. This is an affiliate deal, not sponsored. In 1931, Barnett Cohen, a scientist with a vision to further build off the research of MC Potters, was inspired by his works. He had a burning ambition to enhance the powers of MFCs. Imagine you could boost your TV's remote battery life by adding another battery. This is the concept that Cohen was working with. He was inspired to do this by adding MFC's batteries in series. He didn't stop at 2, 3, 4, or even 5 batteries. In the end, he was able to generate 35 volts, a 70x improvement over MC Potters. This helped pave the way for future MFCs. But don't get your hopes up just yet. It was still a far cry from revolutionary. The mere 2 milliamps is comparable to licking a new 5-volt battery twice over. Hardly a joke to our systems, or yours. We would never condone such curiosities. Once you get a taste of power, you might find the experience shocking and not at all revolting. By the 1980s, amidst the era of big hair, neon lights, and surfers having a tendency to smear white sunscreen across their nose, a small team of researchers from the lab of King's College in London was led by H.P. Beneto. They were about to shine some light into MFCs when bringing a light bulb into the mix. As you can imagine, MC squared equals energy. They successfully harnessed enough power to turn the light bulb on. One could sense the spirit of Thomas Edison shedding tears of joy. This moment was just the beginning of what was soon to come. Sparks are finally beginning to show. Let's get real about MFCs. Before 1999, these bad boys were as much high maintenance as your ex was. No one wanted to deal with them. As simple as I made MFCs sound, it was very difficult to work with. You'd need toxic chemicals to make the bacteria perform at their best. That's until KIST, the Korean Institute of Science and Technology, was able to find a way for the bacteria to rock out their best performance without the need of those toxic juices. In turn, they simplified the system, which finally helped MFCs from looking like your little brother's science project to a serious player in sustainable energy. Finally, by the year 2006, one of the key advancements was made in microbial fuel cell research by a team in Pennsylvania State University, led by Dr. Bruce Logan. He used wastewater, yes, the one that comes out of your toilet, to produce a MFC. The MFCs could now dine in on good old human waste. Talk about one person's waste could turn into another person's treasure. The future of MFCs was now gaining ground for tapping into what is an endless amount of natural resource. For once, wastewater was no longer seen as waste. It's crazy how solutions may be found in places where we least expect to find them. Brace yourselves, because this is just half of the story. By 2015, we would get our second best advancement when Bristol Bioenergy Center partnered with the University of West England, led by Professor Ioannis Leropoulos. He achieved the unthinkable. He developed an efficient urine-powered microbial fuel cell. That's right, human pee was the powerhouse for these light bulbs. A golden moment for MFC research, pun intended. Later, they partnered with Oxfam, who offer support in times of crisis, to develop urinals that could power the indoor and outdoor lighting of the few square feet surrounding the toiletry. The urinals could retain their light output for about 3 days off a single human contribution. While initially aimed at disaster relief scenarios, this tech is lighting up classrooms in parts of Africa, in areas where reliable electricity is a rare gem. It goes to show that MFCs can help people who are in most need of electricity. Fast forward till today, MFCs are being tested in municipal waste facilities. One in Milwaukee partnered with the University of Wisconsin to demonstrate that the bacteria in MFCs can easily grow an appetite for human waste. They conducted a research experiment that lasted over 400 days, with two 4-liter tubular MFCs immersed into a large tank of wastewater. They reduced the amount of solids by 50%. Additionally, they decreased the presence of harmful substances in the water by 70%. Not only will MFCs produce electricity from our waste, they will also help clean municipalities. Why haven't we researched this sooner? It almost sounds too good to be true. As an added bonus, nitrogen was reduced from a normal 27.1% to 76.2%. Nitrogen might not seem like a big deal, but for the waste management facilities, it's one of their biggest challenges. Too much of it could turn our waterways into environmental nightmares. With MFCs pulling a triple whammy, generating electricity, munching through waste, and cleaning up our waterways, it's an absolute no-brainer that in the near future, waste facilities will be rolling out the red carpet for these micro marvels. As we wrap up our hot take, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. Right now, MFCs are starting to make their grand entrance to becoming commercially available, transforming what we once saw as a mere waste. We could very well have MFCs in our homes at some point, potentially transforming all of our kitchen scraps. In combination with solar and wind power, which are most likely not going anywhere, it will continue to evolve side by side with MFCs. The future we're looking at isn't just bright, but sustainable. Talk about innovative. As we close off our journey today, let's not forget the key takeaway here. The future of sustainable energy isn't a solo act, but a symphony of ingenuity, each playing a unique part in the harmony of sustainability. Microbial fuel cells are the new kids on the block, promising a greener planet for all of us. With that being said, thanks for tuning in, my friends. And remember, with MFCs joining the band, our sustainable future is not just a dream, it's a concert in the making.